Hi and welcome to morning stretching. While trying to learn some info snippets to Wave-Partcile Duality, participating in the exercises is at your own risk. And we start with the first exercise. We have the legs standing wide apart and the feet are pointing outwards. We breathe in and we breathe out. And we breathe in again and out. And breathe in and out. Again in, out, and one more time in, out, in, and out, and now breathe in and close the legs. And we have absorbed the opening exercise. Now let's look for the first info snippet to Wave-Partcile Duality. It's that quantum mechanics exist. So, quantum mechanics exist. The next exercise. We have legs standing a bit more than shoulder width wide apart, and we breathe in and we bring the arms up. And we breathe out and going to one side. And now we breathe in and open the rib cage. So breathe in and out. And again in and out, back into the middle. And breathe in and out, we go into the other side. And breathe in and open the rib cage. So breathe in and out. And again in and out, back into the middle. Now we always breathe in through the nose into the chest and out through the mouth. So breathe in deep through the nose into the chest and out through the mouth. The first info snippet to Wave-Partcile Duality was that quantum mechanics exists. Quantum mechanics exist. And the second one is Wave-Partcile Duality is a concept in quantum mechanics. So our Wave-Partcile Duality is a concept in quantum mechanics. Next exercise. We have the feet standing a bit more than shoulder width wide apart, and we breathe in, and now bring the arms up. We breathe in, and one hand slides down the leg, and the other shoulder stays down. And breathe out, and now breathe in again, and out, and we're taking the arm off. And breathe in again and open the rib cage. And out. And again in. And out, back into the middle. And now to the other side, we breathe in. And out, one hand slides down the leg and the other shoulder stays down. And breathe in. And out, the arm comes over. And breathe in and open the rib cage again. And out. And again in. And out, back into the middle. Quantum mechanics exist, and wave-particle duality is a concept in quantum mechanics. The third one. Photons and electrons exist. So, photons and electrons exist. Next exercise, we have the feet standing together. And we breathe in and we bring the arms up. And we breathe out and one hand goes down. Now we're going to breathe in and reach to both ends. So breathe in and reach. And out. And breathe again in. And out, and the other hand goes down. And breathe again in and reach. So breathe in and reach. And out. And we do it one more time. So we breathe in. And out. And breathe in and reach. And out. And again in. And out. One hand goes down. And breathe in and reach. And out. Wave-Particle Duality. Quantum mechanics exists, and wave-particle duality is a concept in quantum mechanics. And photons and electrons exist. And the next one. Photons and electrons and other fundamental entities exist. So not only photons and electrons exist, but also other fundamental entities. Next exercise. We have our legs again standing wide apart, and we breathe in. And out, we're diving down. And we just hang here and breathe only in through the nose into the chest. So breathe in and out. And get in and out. And get in. And out we change to one leg. And breathe in. And out. And in. And out we change to the other leg. And then breathe in. And out. And again in. And out we come back into the middle. And we breathe in. And out, we're coming up, around back, and making a backward shoulder roll at the top. Wave-particle duality. Quantum mechanics exists. Wave-particle duality is a concept in quantum mechanics. Photons and electrons exist, and photons, electrons, and other fundamental entities exist. And next one. Photons and electrons or others can exhibit particle or wave properties. So photons, electrons, and other fundamental entities can exhibit wave or particle properties. Next exercise, we have our feet standing together, we breathe in and out, and we dive down. And breathe in and out. And again in and out. Again in and out. And now we breathe in the last time. And out, we're coming up with a round back, sticking one vertebra of the spine on top of each other and making a backward shoulder roll at the top. Wave-particle duality. Quantum mechanics exists, and wave-particle duality is a concept in quantum mechanics. Photons and electrons exist. Photons and electrons and other fundamental entities exist. And photons and electrons and other fundamental particles can exhibit wave or particle behaviors, properties. So electrons or photons or other fundamental particles can exhibit wave or particle properties. And the next one. Wave-particle duality is the concept that photons and electrons or others exhibit particle or wave properties. Wave-particle duality is the concept in quantum mechanics that photons, electrons, or other fundamental entities exhibit wave or particle properties. Next exercise, garland pose. The toes are pointing outwards, and we have around one ulnar length space between the heels. We breathe in. Bring the arms up and we breathe out, and we're going down, and we are placing the elbows against the insides of the knees and press against the middle. And now we breathe in and coming tall up with the back, and we breathe out, and we're going with the back up and breathe in and out. We're going back into the garland pose. And breathe in, get tall. And out we're going again, back up. And breathe in. And out, back into the garden pose for the last time. And now we breathe in, and when we breathe out, we're coming up in one straight and slowly line. So breathe in. And out, coming up. And the last two info snippets. In the 19th century, it was thought that light behaves like a wave, but it's actually more particle-like. And it was also thought in the 19th century that electrons behave like particles, but it's actually more wave-like. So it was thought that light behaves like a wave, but it's actually more like particle. And it was thought that electrons behave like particle, but it's actually more like a wave. And the next exercise, the seahorse pose. We have one standing leg, and we are placing the other leg with the heel above the knee. And do this only if you can do it without injuring your knee. We breathe in and out, and we're entering the seahorse pose. Wave-particle duality. Quantum mechanics exists, and wave-particle duality is a concept in quantum mechanics. Photons and electrons exist. Photons, electrons, and other fundamental entities exist. Photons, electrons, and other fundamental particles can exhibit particle or wave-like properties. And wave-particle duality is in quantum mechanics the concept that photons, electrons, or other fundamental entities exhibit wave or particle-like properties. And in the 19th century, it was thought that light travels like a wave, but it's actually particle-like. And it was thought that electrons behave particle-like, but electrons actually behave more wave-like. The other leg, the heel above the knee, and we're going down. Wave-particle duality. Quantum mechanics exists. Wave-particle duality is a concept in quantum mechanics. Photons and electrons exist. Photons, electrons, and other fundamental particles exist. Photons, electrons, and other fundamental particles exhibit wave or particle-like properties. Wave-particle duality is the concept in quantum mechanics that electrons, photons, or other fundamental entities exhibit particle or wave-like properties. In the 19th century, it was thought that light travels a bit like a wave, but it's actually more particle-like, and it was thought that electrons behave like particles, but they actually behave more like a wave. And the closing exercise is the same as the opening exercise. We have the legs standing wide apart, and we breathe in and out. In and out. Again in and out. Again in and out. And in. Close the legs. And we're done with the morning stretching. Wave-particle duality. Quantum mechanics exists, and wave-particle duality is a concept in quantum mechanics. Photons and electrons exist. Photons, electrons, and other fundamental entities exist. Photons, electrons, and other fundamental particles can exhibit wave or particle-like properties. Wave-particle duality is in quantum mechanics the concept that photons, or electrons, or other fundamental particles behave or have wave or particle-like properties. In the 19th century, it was thought that light behaves wave-like, but light actually behaves more particle-like. And in the 19th century, it was thought that electrons behave particle-like, but electrons actually behave more wave-like. These were some info snippets to wave-particle duality. This was the morning stretching. I thank you very much, and until next time.